I have spoken to over 1,000 people who are thinking about moving to Las Vegas. Here are the top 7 burning questions that every one of you asks. Number 1, what's the cost of living in Las Vegas? Las Vegas offers a cost of living that's way more wallet friendly than many of the large US cities for a few reasons, depending on where you're moving from. If you're dreaming about making the big move to my neon hometown, I would love to be your relocation bestie. My name's Laci, and I'm happy to help you plan your big move to my big city. I've been helping people relocate to Las Vegas, believe it or not, since I was like 9 years old, and I want to talk to you. So click on the link in the description or the pinned comment. Let's set up a time to talk. I'm going to touch on the 2 biggest financial reasons that a lot of people are choosing to relocate to Las Vegas. Number 1, no state income tax. That's right, Nevada residents do not pay state income tax on earned income, salaries, wages, or similar compensation. Now, while Nevada does not have an individual income tax, it does have other types of taxes, so don't get all crazy about it. There's sales tax, property tax, we're gonna talk about all of that in a minute, but no state income tax. That could be an immediate positive impact on your wallet. It could be up to 13% if you're coming from California, up to 2.5% if you're coming from Arizona, up to 5% if you're coming from Utah. That income tax makes a really big difference. So if you're looking to save a little money, put a little more in your wallet, Vegas might be for you. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, how is Nevada able to have zero income tax? Nevada's gaming tax makes up for this, providing more than 1/3 of the state's revenue in every fiscal year. The other big reason that people are relocating here is the low property taxes. Nevada's property tax rates are among the lowest in the United States. The effective property tax rate is less than 1% and well below the national average. Now, why are property taxes so low in Nevada, Laci? Gosh, I wish you'd never ask. The essence of property tax abatement in Nevada is really wrapped up in their annual property tax cap. Under Nevada's approachable tax laws, the growth of property taxes for primary residences cannot exceed an annual increase of 3%, which means way more money to spend on the best Las Vegas life that you are going to be enjoying when you live here. Obviously, there's many other financial reasons for people to come to Las Vegas. Rental rates, housing rates are cheaper in some instances, gas prices are lower, etc. But those are the main 2 things that people are talking about when they call me. But let's now talk about a couple of things that you might not be thinking about or be aware of. For one, Nevada has a tendency to have higher car insurance. That's right, we actually have the highest average car insurance rates in the country, with an average of over $3,400 per year. Now, Los Angeles is about 30% lower than that, believe it or not. I heard LA drivers were worse than Las Vegas. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. New York City is actually almost 40% lower than Las Vegas. Miami, almost 25% lower than Las Vegas. Houston, almost 40%. You get what I'm saying? So when you're coming to Las Vegas, obviously you're gonna be saving money in a lot of other ways, but I just wanna make sure that you're thinking about that. I do recommend that you speak to your insurance company, maybe run some numbers so you're not surprised. Now, usually they're gonna ask for an address to do this. They wanna know where you're moving. Hopefully we'll be able to help you with that process, wink, wink. But you can certainly grab a few random addresses online around Vegas just to see if they can give you some estimates. It's really a good idea just to kind of run those numbers before you get here. You don't want to be, surprised. Another thing that I'm not sure if it'll be a surprise to you or not, but we might have higher registration fees for your car. I'm not really familiar with every other state and what they charge you to register your vehicle every year, but I always like to share what to expect in Vegas. The base registration fee is pretty standard. It's, standard flat fee, no problem. But where they get you is the governmental service tax. That's a huge moment that I don't think a lot of you are really ready for. Now, the base registration fees are going to be on the screen here. You can check those out. That's easy, right? Let's go into where they get you and where your wallet can really be affected on an individual basis each and every year. This governmental tax that I was talking about is based on your vehicle's MSRP and the age of your vehicle. The DMV calculates the vehicle value at like 35%, and then it depreciates annually. So basically, the newer your car and the more expensive your car, sorry guys, the more you're gonna pay. Good news though is the dmv.nv website offers a really great breakdown of the math behind their calculations, as well as an online fee calculator. So you just need your VIN number, your MSRP, you can use the tool. Again, just prep, walk in with your eyes open, no surprises needed. Lastly, energy bills. Energy bills are something that people just do not think about when they're coming here, but let's just talk about this. Obviously, with a place that's as hot as Las Vegas, you should plan on paying a little bit more to keep that air conditioning running and to keep your house tolerable. With that said, though, many people really don't plan appropriately for those rates or don't think about that when they're buying or renting a home. Energy bills can be anywhere from $300 to $1,000 per month, depending on the age of the home, especially in the summer. And it does really depend on the age of the home, the style and design of the interior, and a lot of other factors. NV Energy does offer an equal payment plan, which we often inform you of when we're walking you through the process of finding a house. And they can help with any weird surprises. But at the end of the day, that's going to be updated based on usage. So you can't just like pay the annual or the monthly fee and then like run your air all day long. It's going to add up at the end of the year. Man, that was a lot for one question. The cost of living in Las Vegas, I know, is a lot more than just those items, but those are the kind of the things that I really want you to keep in mind. Okay, next up, is it really that hot in Las Vegas? How do you survive the heat? Listen, we get 300 days of sunshine every single year, and I'm here for it. I'm a desert rat, and I freaking love the heat. But I do try to eliminate my bias when I answer this question. But the cliche saying is actually really true. It is a dry heat. It's dry. For those of you who are relocating from a more humid environment, you are gonna have no issue adjusting. Dry heat versus humid heat are 100% different in my opinion, and I'll take dry heat any day of the week. Now in July, our hottest month, you can expect average highs of about 104 degrees with lows of 78. In December, our coldest month, you can expect average highs of 58 with lows of 39. But it's dry. I mean it, it's dry. So the advice that I give to anybody who I meet is to embrace the desert climate. Many of you are relocating from places that have tons of traffic, which require you to plan your day to accommodate that busy time, right? Think of the weather the same way. Plan your day around the heat. Run errands early or later in the day to avoid the hottest parts of the day. Don't leave your pets outside, please don't leave your pets outside, and be mindful when you walk your dogs. Here's some pro tips from a Vegas local. You can buy a sunshade for your car to avoid burning your legs when you sit down. Put baby socks or booties on your dog's paws during walks to avoid burning their little pads. Hydrate, 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 and I don't mean cocktails, even though that's kind of how I hydrate living in Las Vegas. But give it a year or two and you will certainly adjust, I promise. Or honestly, just do what I do and travel during the summertime so you can avoid the heavy heat and enjoy the mild weather for the rest of the year. Once you've decided to move to Vegas, the next question is at the top of the list. Where should I live? Henderson or Summerlin? Or what are the best neighborhoods in Las Vegas? Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that I have made it my mission in life to help you understand that Las Vegas is so much more than just Henderson and Summerlin. I promise you, trust me on this one. Now let's get it straight. Summerlin is a master plan community located in the west side of the city of Las Vegas. Summerlin has been developed by Southern California developers to attract families who are relocating from Southern California. Since the community was created, Summerlin has been one of the most well-marketed master plan communities in our state and honestly possibly the nation. Hats off to the fatty marketing budget that they have and that talented marketing team, Summerlin and the Howard Hughes Corporation, because everybody knows about it, but holy bejesus, they killed it. The design vibe and the vibe feels, the smells, it really operates like Southern California in a lot of ways, which makes a lot of the new residents who come here feel at home right away. Henderson is a completely separate city, not a neighborhood, a city that is part of Las Vegas metropolitan area. Henderson is consistently ranked as one of the best and safest places to live in the United States, offering a high quality of life, strong economy, and of course proximity to Las Vegas while maintaining a little bit more of a suburban and family-friendly atmosphere. Now, if I am anything, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am an expert on living your best Las Vegas life in Las Vegas. I have been here since I was 9 years old, and I've honestly, personally lived in almost every single quadrant of the city. I love Henderson. I love Summerlin, but like I said, Vegas is so much more than those two places. We've got the Southwest, the Northwest, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, downtown, and new areas are developing right as I speak to you. So I've created some comparison videos as well as some neighborhood spotlights on my channel that can certainly help you learn a little bit more. And I'm gonna continue to do that throughout this year. So you're gonna see updated stuff, and don't worry, I'll keep you in the loop. But with that said, a quick phone call with me where I can learn about your lifestyle needs and your dreams is gonna totally help me make the suggestions that are gonna align with what you need. So yeah, that's right. I'm not giving away all the goods in this video. You've gotta call me, honestly, because it really does depend on you. Now, the obvious next question from most of you, obviously, is or should be, should I rent or buy? That is a big question, right? Should you rent or should you buy? Now, here's the deal. Maybe you've always rented and you never thought buying a home was possible. Or maybe you want to rent for a year before you buy a house because you don't really know if you're going to like Las Vegas, and I can totally understand that sentiment. All good. There are really a lot of ways to look at this, and I want to be very clear. I don't care what you do. Whenever you move to Vegas, all I want you to do is love living here and land softly. So when you choose what you want to do, I do want to help though. Now, I'm always going to encourage you to see what your options are, and I hope that you will put a game plan together for buying a home someday if it's not going to be right away. But if you're thinking about renting, let me just talk about some things that you need to be sure of before you get here. Number one, you got to have a job lined up before you get to Vegas. Unless you have a very large sum of money in a bank account that can prove that you're able to pay your rent for the whole year, this is a non-negotiable. You should also plan on signing a minimum of a 1-year lease, unless you want to pay a much higher monthly rent. This goes for houses and for apartments. Your credit kind of needs to be 620 or higher to really have a fighting chance to get you set up in a rental home. And if you need guidance on fixing your credit, please let me know. We'll happily help you. We can connect you with somebody who might be able to help you dial that in. Now, Las Vegas does offer some furnished places, but 99% of the homes will not be furnished, so you better plan on bringing some stuff. And the big kicker that nobody's expecting about renting a home in Las Vegas is the timing. It's really tight. If you're looking to rent and you want to do this with us, we cannot even begin to look at homes or inquire about those applications until you're 45 days from actually moving. That's tight. Sometimes we can stretch it to 60, but it's pretty rare, so just count on the 45-day mark. Most property managers will take up to 2 weeks to process your applications, which also eats up a lot of that 45 days. So we've got to be nimble and swift and know what we're doing. So if you're moving to Vegas in June, we can't start getting serious about looking at rental homes until like mid-April or beginning of May. It's kind of scary, right? That's just how it is out here. You got to roll with the punches. It's hard to get around that. Now, to answer your question, yes, we do help people find rental homes. We charge a flat fee to assist you with the process, so we can discuss those details when you call me. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home, awesome. We want to help you whether you're renting or buying. We want to be in your life, so let's just do this together. But there's a lot of variables in that scenario. So I'm going to give you a few things to keep in mind, especially when it comes to relocating and what we need to do to be able to work together. I want to talk to you as early as possible in your process. I've said it 100 times during this video. I'm going to say it 100 more times. If you have to sell a home first, I even want to talk to you before doing that. I want to talk to you now. Now, I am a new homes expert. I also sell a ton of resale homes. We also do commercial. I mean, you name it, we do it all. So whatever you're considering, let's discuss. Pro tip, and I'm going to say this very loudly, do not contact any new home communities without calling me first. You definitely want to have outside representation when it comes to the new home builders, and you cannot have that if you don't go with me. Sorry, that's not the rules that I've made up, but that's the ones that they are, and we have to abide by them. So also, I just mentioned that I cover commercial real estate as well. So if you're bringing a business with you, we can also serve you on that front. So I'm not trying to make this a whole pitch, but this is kind of the question that applies to what I'm trying to do here with you. When it comes to renting or buying, this is my expertise. We got to do this together. Okay, now lastly, again, if you're thinking about buying, this part's really, really important. I know looking at homes is exciting. It's the part that everyone wants to skip to. We're going to skip to the good part. Isn't that like a popular song? I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately, we have to get through a few very important steps before we can start that process. So a loan pre-approval or proof of funds for cash purchases is going to be absolutely required for step 1. So if you're thinking about buying, I'm going to connect you to trusted lenders so you can dial in that financial plan and be ready to write offers when you're ready to write offers. I hope that helps. I really hope this information is helping you. Whether you're thinking of renting first and then buying later, or going all in and investing in the Las Vegas market right away, here's some key things you need to remember coming from yours truly, who has her feet in this business every single day. Las Vegas home values and rent costs have continued to rise as more and more people figure out how amazing it is to live here. And also probably because I'm telling everybody on the internet to move here. So sorry, it's kind of my fault. We're seeing industries like Hollywood film studios, Major League sports teams, and Fortune 500 companies choose to relocate to and invest in our city, which is definitely driving things up. It's not too expensive yet though. I don't know if you know this, but we've added 1 million new Las Vegas residents in the past 10 years or so, and that's not going to be slowing down anytime soon. And sadly, the recent Los Angeles fires are also going to have a major impact on our real estate prices and the growth in the coming months and years, which I just want you to heavily consider as you think about waiting to buy or think about whether or not you want to invest in the city. It's going up, my friends, and I don't want you to miss out on it. We as a city are in a position to see growth like Los Angeles and other major cities in their early years. You know those moments when you hear, I wish I would have invested, I wish I would have bought back then? That's literally what's happening in Las Vegas right now. So waiting to buy a home can cost you a lot more than you think. This is with no pressure, just with my guidance. I hope you feel comfortable enough to invest when it's right for you, and you let me be part of that experience. Okay, on to the next one. Another burning question on everybody's mind is, will Las Vegas run out of water? The short answer, no, not anytime soon, or maybe ever. There's a lot of misinformation circling online, but you've heard it here loud and clear. No, we're not running out of water. Concerns about water scarcity overall have prompted the city to implement some comprehensive conservation strategies to ensure a sustainable future for all of us. So don't stress about it, okay? They've been working on this for a long time. Some of the programs include turf removal programs, mandatory water restrictions that aren't crazy, I promise you, water recycling, leak repairs, and technology adoption, which is awesome. Southern Nevada Water Authority, or the SNWA, also has water stored in Lake Mead, groundwater, and other states, and it's also working on water recycling. Las Vegas is proactive approach to water management has really positioned this city as a leader in water conservation. Believe it or not, the more people that move here, we've actually saved water. I promise you that. The stats are real. So no, we're not gonna run out of water anytime soon. So the next thing that a lot of you guys ask me is really not a direct question, but it's always related to like how far away everything is from everything else. Many people don't realize that even though Las Vegas on the map looks huge and very spread out, and it is, right? Keep that in mind. The one thing that you guys have a tendency to kind of underestimate, or I guess overestimate, is how far things really are from each other. The Nevada Department of Transportation has done a really good job of laying out our city and building things out, kind of expecting everybody and their mom to want to live here at some point in time, which is kind of happening. So when you think about like, oh, I don't want to commute more than an hour to my job, I chuckle inside. I try not to make you feel silly, and I just let you know, hey, there's really not a commute that's going to be longer than like 25 or 30 minutes, and that's like going from one end of town all the way to the other. Now, traffic is getting a little thicker. We're getting more people moving here. Construction happens all the time around Las Vegas. So that's not going to be something you can hold me to forever. But as of right now, I can safely say you can go from the absolute furthest end of town to the absolute other furthest end of town, straight through the middle or around, whatever you might need to do as far as your route goes, in about 45 minutes with traffic. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about commutes and where you want to live. Don't get too hung up on, I need to be within an hour or less to my work, because you're already going to be there by just living in Las Vegas. The other thing to keep in mind too is we have many different freeways and many different ways to get everywhere. So one thing about Vegas that I really, really love is you're never stuck with like one route there and one route out. There's always another way to get there. So be smart, do your research on the traffic patterns, and trust me when I tell you, you're going to love living here. And the final very important question that I received from you is Las Vegas safe? That really depends on where you are, just like any big city. Overall crime rates are higher in some areas, but neighborhoods like Summerlin and Henderson are consistently ranked among the safest in the state. The key is knowing where to go and staying aware, just like you would in any major metro area. Plus, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department keeps a close eye on things, and crime has actually been on the decline. So is Las Vegas safe? If you do your research by checking out the LVMPD crime stats mapping tool online, it's going to really help you understand kind of the lay of the land. Just use common sense and just trust me when I tell you I'm going to push you to live in areas that I know you're going to feel comfortable in. I really hope this video has helped with your burning questions about my beautiful neon hometown. Now don't just watch this video and move on with your research. Remember, I want to talk to you. I don't care if you're moving now or 10 years from now, and I mean that. If you're dreaming about living in my beautiful city and you want to become a Las Vegas local someday, I want to talk to you sooner rather than later. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment. Let's set up a time to talk. I'm not going to pressure you. I'm not going to push you. I just want to be a resource for you so that you land softly and you love living here. All right, I'll see you next time.